Hi everyone, this is CNA Gupta. I welcome you all on this channel, and today we are discussing about a very interesting topic, and that is we need to take care few important points about the income tax in this financial year. So straight away let's start this video. So first and foremost important point is TDS dates become normal. What does it mean TDS dates become normal? Earlier, due to COVID-19, we got relief of 25%. So let's understand this thing with an example. In the section 194J, 10% TDS rate is applicable, but due to COVID-19, 25% relaxation was there. So we need to deduct TDS only on 7.5%. So we need to deduct TDS only of 7.5%. But now it became normal, and normal rates will be applicable from this financial year, and that is from 1st April 2021. So we need to take care that if we are deducting TDS, so that rates will become normal. Second and foremost important point is pre-filled ITR forms. So what does it mean pre-filled ITR forms? Like we will have the ITR ready, we just need to click on submit. My answer will be no. You have to file an ITR with all of your details, but few details will be available for you. For example, salary details will be there, capital gains from listed securities will be there, third and the foremost interest will be there. Earlier, what we had saw in the last financial year, in the month of March, we received so many notices. It was for e-campaign, and that is also for the interest on saving bank account, interest on different FDs. So that we had not considered like the filing of ITR, but department tracked those transactions. So from now this year, you will have these details that what is your interest on saving account, what is your interest on FDs, all these details will be available. This is the second and foremost important thing, that pre-filled ITR forms will be there. Third and again main important point is high TDS or TCS rates for the non-filers. Now what is this? What is this high TDS or TCS rates for the non-filers? So let's take an example. If you are giving a contract to someone, let's say 5 lakh rupees, and you need to deduct TDS, let's say at the rate of 1%. But in that case, you have to see that someone on which you are deducting TDS is filing his previous ITRs or not. If he is not filing his ITRs and also he is having a TDS or TCS liability of more than 50,000 rupees, then you need to deduct either twice of the TCS or 5%, whichever is higher. Then you will say, Neha, how can I track these things? That someone on which I am giving a contract, he has not filing his returns, but ITRs was applicable or TDS liabilities was there. How can I check this thing? Then I'll just say one thing, that let me mention one thing here, that I don't want to go into any controversy. This is purely based on my understanding, that government is of the viewpoint that we are giving you rules, you just need to follow it and let us know that someone is required to file his ITR or not, and if he is liable to file his ITR, then we'll send the notice. But you are the one who will tell us that that person is liable to file his ITR or liable to pay taxes. Again, it's my understanding, I'm not giving anything about from the act or something. Again, it's just my understanding. So high TDS and TCS rates will be there on the non-filers on which TDS or TCS liability is there. Please take care of this point. TDS and TCS both are there. Fourth point is penalty for non-linking of your Aadhaar with your PAN. So government is very supportive here. They give you extension, and now new section has been introduced, that is section 234H, where rupees 1,000 penalty is there if you are not linking your PAN with your Aadhaar within the given due deadline. So I request you all, if you have PAN number, no matter what you are using it or not, you have a transaction or not, but just link your PAN with your Aadhaar to save this 1,000 rupees penalty. Fifth point, PF interest on contribution of rupees 2.5 lakh or more will be taxable. So now, if you are contributing in the PF that is of more than 2.5 lakh rupees, that is for the employee, and they are saving of more than 2.5 lakh rupees in the PF, then the interest on that would be taxable. You have to take care of this point. Last and foremost important point, that senior citizen with the age of 75 years or more are exempted from filing of the ITR. But again, I already made a detailed video on it. Just watch that video, because I already explained that is actually not an exemption. Like for example, I'm just taking one small example here, that if a senior citizen having 2 different bank accounts in the different banks, then they need to file their ITR, because only one bank is taking the responsibility of one account only. It is SSC liability to file his ITR by calculating all the income from all the sources. But still, I would request you that if you want to go in detail with this point, just watch that video. I'm providing the link in the description as well. Income tax season is about to start. So tie your seatbelt, read all the sections carefully, and also be prepared for all the new income tax rules, income tax forms. Already, I know forms are already being launched, but still there are few changes that we need to take care. So let's see what is going to be happen. Until then, like this video, subscribe for my channel. Thank you.